Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, March the 2nd, 2021. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Bonnaroo wants to be annexed. Motlow observed Black History Month by inviting the University of Wyoming Director of Black Studies to host a presentation. And Coffee County schools are scheduled to return to 5 days a week after spring break. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Welcome back. Officials with the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival have formally requested that the City of Manchester annex its property to officially become a part of the City of Manchester. Bonnaroo's grounds, officially named Great Stage Park, is located in the county and not inside the city limits of Manchester. Manchester Mayor Marilyn Howard said, quote, "As a board of mayor and aldermen, we will do what is best for our city. This process and negotiation is in the very early stages and has many moving parts and entities. We will work through this and report to the public what this would mean as we work through this process," end quote. She also added that negotiations are ongoing. There are public meetings that will be scheduled for April to discuss the matter more in depth. Motlow recently observed Black History Month with a virtual presentation by the director of University of Wyoming Black Studies Center, Frederick Douglass Dixon, whose presentation was titled "The Death of Black Wall Street and the Myth of the American Dream."
Greetings, colleagues, Motlow family, community members, and members that are beyond our quote-unquote normal reach and scope and breadth. You are welcome here today. We're thankful for your time and your effort to lend your ears, your hearts, and your minds towards dreams deferred that we are bringing to fruition. Introducing Dr. Frederick Douglass Dixon is my pleasure. It is an honor to bring him back to Motlow in the capacity of a speaker to speak today about the death of Black Wall Street and the myth of the American dream. Dr. Dixon comes to us from the University of Wyoming, where he's the director of the Black Studies Center. In the celebration of Motlow and in the celebration of African American and or Black History Month, I welcome you. Dr. Dixon is not just a scholar and a gentleman. I use gentleman loosely. He is also a person who's become a friend, a confidant, and my brother in the work that we do together. So I will yield the floor in this hour of time for his blessings that he'll share with us today. Thank you in advance for the nuggets, Dr. Dixon. We're honored and appreciate you giving it to us today.
Thank you. And I'm beyond words at this point to say how grateful I am to be back at Motlow State. And I can remember this starting a couple years ago when I met some really dynamic scholars at a conference, and we were in Louisville, and the young lady said, "Would you be interested in coming to Motlow State?" I said, "Absolutely." And before you know it, I had a phone call from Mrs. Cannon. And at that point, the doors of Motlow opened, And it became a place where I understood that it was very important to share what I thought was important about the esoteric information and the role that Blacks have played in Americans' tapestry. So today will be in that vein that we'll look at this particular event as one of the seminal events in American history, bar none, that needs to be dissected in a very critical manner, using empirical evidence and using social movements and using the idea of what's been wiped away from history as a way to add to, extend, dismantle, interrupt, and disrupt the major narrative, the dominant narrative. So we look at this in a very serious way. Well, we're talking about the death of Black Wall Street. And why are we talking about the death of Black Wall Street? Well, it's an event that we should always talk about. But I want to stop and say thanks to all the laborers. And I got to stop and say I want to thank President Torrance, who is indeed for you all and for the field of higher ed and beyond exactly what's needed at this point in America, as we see the crumbling, if you will, the beginning of the end of white supremacy. So it's very important that we understand that for the most part, when we think about the role of Blacks as being generally subservient to whites, that it may be, and I'll bless you with this, I really believe this, it may be a Black man that will save the world. Well, we've seen that before. So to understand President Torrance and his dedication and his skill level, please understand that it is far outside of the average. So please make sure you understand that. Well, you see the name, Frederick Douglass Dixon. I'm only Dixon on payday. Dixon is a constant reminder of the missing history that comes along with being in my family. Now, what I do understand about the Dixon name, it's a Scottish name. It also would remind us of at least 1619 to 1865, the transatlantic slave trade. And if I were to have the name Dixon, I would probably be the most unique Scottish man that you've ever seen in your life. So in many ways, this does not allow for me to do anything but point to what's happened, the accurate story of what happened to people who look just like me. So we chase this, we don't trace this. We chase this name back to a place in Mississippi that's called Aberdeen, Mississippi. And this part is true, whether it be ironic or whether it just be something that you can take for true. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I grew up on a street called Aberdeen. So to look at it that way, I'm connected in so many ways, but disconnected in more ways than I'm connected to a last name.
The entire presentation is available on our YouTube and Facebook page. We'll be right back after these messages.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
I'm Philip Bourne, STEM and Nav Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
What I love most about the Stem McNabb Detail Shop is there's someone local that I can trust to pick up my car, have it cleaned, and deliver it back to me in showroom condition.
What really amazed me is when he opened the hood and looked like he had taken the old engine out and put a new engine inside.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stem McNabb Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what the difference our detail can make.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna pick your style.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Department of Transportation has completed a year-long statewide aviation economic impact study, finding Tennessee's public use airports contribute $40 billion to the state's economy and support 220,936 jobs in Tennessee. There are 6 commercial service airports and 72 general aviation airports in Tennessee. The study analyzed the economic impacts at Tullahoma's airport and found the airport contributes $21 million to the state's economy. The study analyzed the economic impacts of on-airport activities, off-airport activities, multiplier impacts, and freight or cargo. Examples of on-airport activities include economic impacts from business tenants, airport construction spending, and airport employment. Off-airport impacts include visitor spending. Visitor spending at the Tullahoma Airport generated $1.5 million in revenue to the state in 2019. Analysis found that on-airport impacts generated 149 jobs, $7.5 million in payroll, and $11.5 million in business revenue. Tullahoma Mayor Ray Noah said, quote, "I am very happy to see the economic impact the airport contributes to Tullahoma. I look forward to the airport attracting more business and employees for our area with the 100-acre airport business park," end quote. Tullahoma's airport falls in Region 2 of the state's airports, which stretches from the Kentucky border to the Georgia and Alabama line, with 24 counties and 19 airports. Tullahoma Airport ranks second behind Chattanooga's Level Field in economic impact in Region 2. This economic impact study represents the 2019 annual economic impact of the aviation system on the state's economy. Therefore, the study is a good representation of the annual economic impact of the aviation system during a non-pandemic world. TDOT Commissioner Clay Bright says that Tennessee's 78 public use airports are critical components of the state's transportation network, linking and providing access to regional, national, and global transportation systems. Tullahoma Airport is an asset to our local community and Tennessee's $40 billion aviation industry. Airports serve as a catalyst for people to conduct business, serve clients, and ship cargo. Having a well-maintained and diverse aviation system supports a robust economy. Last week, news leaders Jim Fuller interviewed Master Gardener Charlie Graham about Tennessee Tree Day and how people can participate in this annual tree planting event.
Jim, we have coming up here real soon is Tennessee Tree Day. And what we do is we are working with, there's a clip on the screen right now that will tell you some about it. It tells you that if you want to pick up a tree or several trees, there's I think it's $1.99 donation that's asked for the trees each. There are several trees that we offer. We need to get the orders in by the 7th of March. After the 7th of March.
Now, are you buying the trees from the state, or are you buying them from your organization?
We get them from the Tennessee Tree Council.
I see.
Or Environmental Council, I'm sorry. That's who we get them from. Now, these trees they're seedling type trees. They're not potted in soil.
Right.
So they're like anywhere from 1 foot to 3 foot, depending on the the variety of tree that you want to get.
And they're easier to plant, I guess, that way, right?
Well, they're easier in some respect because you don't have all the big tub of dirt you've got to deal with.
Right.
But you can take the seedling, you put it in the ground, you dig a hole, you put it in the ground, water it, loose soil around it. A lot of times you got to stake it so that it doesn't fall over because the ground is loose until it gets the roots set up. But we expect to have great numbers this year. Last year we had about 6,000 volunteers that got trees and planted over 42,000 trees.
Oh my goodness.
Now when those trees mature, it will give a canopy cover to over 500 acres. And that's what we're looking at. So by the end of 2025, the goal for the Tennessee Environmental Agency is to plant over 1 million trees.
Pretty lofty goal there.
Pretty lofty goal, but we're working on it. We're getting more and more volunteers every year and people that want to buy trees and to plant them. So we're doing really good with that.
And Charlie, I guess all of those trees are trees that would grow well in this environment in Tennessee.
Jim, all these trees are native to this area of Tennessee.
I see.
Tennessee, because we are spread so wide across the nation, we are broke into 3 different sections. So trees that we have available are available for Central Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. They may not be the same ones that you would get if you were in Eastern Tennessee or in Western Tennessee.
Right, I see.
Okay, these are native plants for us here.
Right.
The trees will be in March the 19th and 20th for pickup. That's on a Friday and Saturday.
And where is the pickup point?
The pickup point is at the UT Ag Extension Office in Manchester.
Okay.
That's a CCAP building.
Right.
That's at 1331 MacArthur Street in Manchester.
Okay. All right. Charlie, very interesting subject. Thank you so much for coming by today.
And after these messages, we'll be right back.
It's not Invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Coffee County School System administered COVID-19 vaccines to all willing staff members at Coffee County Central High School on February 25th and 26th. The district anticipates administering the second dose on March 25th and 26th. The system said in a statement that the district appreciates the efforts of Coordinator of School Health, Tanya Gardner, the school nurses throughout the district, Deanna Crossland, and the CNA students who have been instrumental in making this happen. And as such, the Coffee County school system continues to adjust to the changing conditions surrounding COVID-19. One of these adjustments is a return to in-person instruction 5 days each week. The district is tentatively planning on this shift following spring break. This means that all students who are not virtual will report to school for 5 days each week starting April 9th. On December 4th, 2020, the Tennessee Department of Health changed its guidance for schools and recommended that parents and school staff monitor students for symptoms of COVID, but taking temperatures of all students entering the building is no longer recommended. Coffee County Schools has continued this practice for 3 extra months. Starting Monday, March 1st, Coffee County Schools will no longer take the temperature of all students who enter schools. Parents should continue to monitor their children for symptoms. Coffee County Schools state they will continue to follow recommendations from the Tennessee Department of Health and CDC in order to protect students and staff from COVID-19. Tullahoma City Schools announced that this Wednesday, March 3rd, will be their final early release day of this school year. Beginning Wednesday, March 10th, dismissal will be at 3 o'clock for kindergarten through 8th grade schools and 3:15 for Tullahoma High School. This change in early release days is due to the snow days taken during the week of February 16th through February 19th. The reasoning is to end early release days to avoid having to add more school days to the calendar year. We'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
Welcome back. Tonight we continue our series on IRS filing tips for the 2020 tax season. In these videos, we first cover what you need to do in case you didn't receive your stimulus checks last year and need to claim your stimulus credit on your taxes. And after that is the answer to the number one tax question, when will I get my refund?
If you didn't get your economic impact payments, or if you think you qualify for more than you received, don't worry. If you're eligible, you can claim a recovery rebate credit when you file your 2020 tax return this year. Remember, anyone who received the full amount as economic impact payments cannot get this credit because you've already received the full amount of the recovery rebate credit as economic impact payments. For more information, visit the Recovery Rebate Credit page at irs.gov/RRC.
Hi, I'm Shannon, and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. Now that you've finished filing your tax return, you're probably wondering, when will I get my refund? More than 9 out of 10 refunds are issued in less than 21 days. So how can you check the status of your refund? By using our Where's My Refund tool, which you can find on our mobile app called IRS To Go, or by going to our website, irs.gov. You can start checking on the status of your refund within 24 hours after we receive your e-file tax return, or 4 weeks after you mail a paper return. All you need to check on your refund is a copy of the tax return you filed. That way, you will have all the information you need, your Social Security number, filing status, and the amount of the refund you are expecting. Keep in mind, this tool will only give you the updates as your tax return and refund move through the 3 steps in the refund process. So you will receive updates when your return is received, when your refund is approved, and when your refund has been sent. The system is updated every 24 hours, usually overnight, which means you don't need to check for updates more than once a day. Where's My Refund provides the most accurate and complete information available. So usually, there's no need to call us. IRS representatives can only research the status of your refund if it's been 21 days or more since you filed electronically, or more than 6 weeks since you mailed your paper return, or if Where's My Refund directs you to contact us. Issues that can slow down a refund include errors on a tax return and returns identified for additional IRS review. If we need more information to process your return, we'll notify you. By law, the IRS cannot issue refunds before mid-February for tax returns that claim the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Additional Child Tax Credit. This applies to the entire refund, even the portion not associated with these credits. Otherwise, you can usually expect the IRS to issue your refund in less than 21 days. For more information, go to irs.gov/refunds.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Fran Gray and Candy Couch, who will stop by and tell us what it was like to shoot an episode of American Pickers. Singer and The Voice winner Todd Tillman will come by, and Lyle Russell from Tullahoma Parks and Rec will update us on activities coming to town. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1932 at 78 degrees. The record low was in 1980 at 9 degrees. Average high for this day is 56, and the average low is 35. 40% chance of rain for tonight with a low of 33. Sunny on Wednesday with a high of 58 and a low of 35, and sunny skies continue for Thursday with a high of 62 and a low of 35. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe and have a great evening.